Well, Dmitry, I know you're very much Team Shields, of course, promoter manager. You've been working with her a long time. How kind of real does it feel now with Savannah Marshall? You see the UK people and the media turning out for Savannah. You know all about Claressa and her mind. I mean, what's she thinking now with all of this?
Very real, and we're here on the boat and it's shaky.
Yeah.
She's in a great mood, she's in great shape, and we're looking forward to a great night of boxing. It's going to be a fantastic, historic night for the sports world and for boxing. I'm very excited about it.
Dmitry, just very quickly, would you tell us and the viewers, how did the relationship with you and Claressa come around?
Well, I've read about Claressa before she won a second Olympic gold medal, and I immediately felt that she's the best athlete coming out of the 2016 Olympics.
Right.
And then I reached out to her, I presented her my plan, she loved it.
Yeah.
And her first fight with me, she was the first woman in the history of the sport, a woman, to be a main event on premium cable network television, which was Showtime.
Okay.
And the rest is history, or her story. And here we are, the biggest women's fight of all time, broadcast live on ESPN in the United States and on Sky here in the UK, and broadcasts all over the world. Really amazing journey it's been, and I'm very grateful and honored to have been a part of it from the beginning.
Is it a surprise to you that this female card, this event of this magnitude is taking place in the UK? Because it's not so long ago we all thought that you had to go to the States for these big nights. It seems that it's really switched over here now. Not just with the women, obviously, but with a lot of the American fighters and everything coming here for the big title fights.
Well, big broadcasters like Sky and DAZN and BT Sport. And, you know, the fan experience here and the fans in the UK are so great. I mean, I love coming to do business in the UK. The fans love boxing. It's a mainstream sport. And it's a short flight, relatively speaking. I love the energy here. I love the love for the sport of boxing. Look at the media turnout; so fantastic. Out of the box thinking. Respect to Boxer for coming up with this great idea of doing a workout on a boat. So unusual and so interesting. As this fight is unusual and breaking ground and making new things happen. And it just goes to show you how great of an athlete Claressa is that she made a choice to not do this fight in the United States, in the peak of her career, to come to the UK and challenge herself against her rival at the O2 Arena. It's going to be fantastic.
No one's been seasick either, apart from Crolla here. He's the only one that's been seasick today. So,
Dmitry, do you know, you said you felt she was the most talented athlete to come out of those 2016 Olympics. You reached out to her.
Well, she was the most talented because of her story and because of who she was.
So, did you envision, though, the Savannah Marshall rivalry would get picked up and we'd hit these kind of heights?
I had no idea who Savannah Marshall was at that time.
Okay.
Quite honestly, after I signed Claressa, we tried to make the Savannah Marshall fight several times. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Savannah didn't want to come to the US. We had a talk with Claressa. Claressa said, "Make the biggest and the best fights. I'll come to the UK." And
timing's everything, though, right? It's good that it's happening now rather than back then. It's bigger now than what it ever will be. You feel?
For sure, 100%. It's a true rivalry. It's a true fight between two fighters in the peak of their careers, and it's going to be fantastic, no doubt about it.
Tell us what happens on Saturday night.
Claressa wins.
How?
I think it's going to be a very exciting and good fight. I think Claressa has a chance to score a knockout. I don't know how good Savannah's chin is. Definitely a unanimous decision at the very least, but possible knockout.
You feel this is Claressa's toughest test, without a doubt?
I feel that Savannah is one of the best fighters that Claressa has ever faced, no doubt about it. But there's levels to this, and I feel that Savannah is a very good fighter. Respect to her, and respect to what she's accomplished, and respect to the Fury family, who are some of the best boxing minds in the industry. But there's elite, and there's very few levels. Like there's very few fighters like Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. Claressa's on that level. And there's very good fighters like Ken Norton, Felix Trinidad, etc., etc. Well, Felix Trinidad was a great as well. Anyway, but you get my point.
I get what you're saying.
And listen, you weren't a bad fighter yourself. We know about your career. You got to great levels. And again, I have to say Amir Khan, because we remember that fight so well here. Sure. I know it wasn't your night that night, but again, you can use that to help Claressa. You've been in these, because that was a huge event. A lot was made about him being a Muslim and you an Orthodox Jew and all the rest of it. You're both working in the Middle East and all the rest of it. So that pressure, you're used to that.
Well, as a fighter, I've experienced a lot of things that most promoters haven't experienced. And I've got to a very high level. I didn't get to the elite level that I'm talking about, but I understand it. Yeah. I was at the mountain top and I saw the promised land. I didn't get there myself as a fighter. I got to live many of my dreams, but didn't get it all the way. However, it gets me empathy and understanding of the boxing business at a very unique level that I believe that few people in my position have the ability to understand and empathize. And I really believe that it adds many layers to what I can do and to what I bring to the table as now a boxing businessman.
Thanks for your time, Dmitry.
But most importantly, I want to tell you that I love the sport of boxing, and I'm a fan of boxing, and I love fights, and I love the meaning that boxing sometimes can bring to the greater audience. So Claressa is using boxing as a vehicle for greater good, and that's why I'm so inspired by her, and that's why she's the GOAT, and I'm so grateful and honored to work with her and to be able to break barriers to the sport of boxing. That's like when you can make a change through what you love, that's divine. And I'm very grateful because I feel that this night of boxing is going to affect culture and affect sports and affect many things outside of boxing in a very positive way. The exposure that these champions are getting, the paydays they're getting is really remarkable. And there's a trickle-down effect. So because of all the greatness that these champions got, I believe that other female fighters around the world are gonna benefit from as well. Yeah.
Enjoy the event, Dmitry.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, man.